Old business D, this is the zoning ordinance. Eric's been working out for a while, and to save costs, he combined several different items, so. This is a motion to advertise, just so no one gets confused, it's to advertise.
So what we have here is there's 4 zoning ordinance amendments that we've merged into one ordinance, so that we can streamline the process and the cost to the township. So, sections 1 through 3 of the proposed ordinance is really cleanup items. These are items identified by the township and its consultants. So we clean up various things missing or inconsistent in the ordinance. Sections 4 through 11 are amendments to the Route 100 overlay district for the development that's half in West Pottsgrove and half, probably less than half, in Upper Pottsgrove. So those amendments were requested by the developer so that they can have a consistent development on both sides of the township line. And they did a presentation here prior to us writing that ordinance, or those ordinance amendments. Sections 12 through 13 are for the Master Ventures townhome development. In that one, we are squaring off both for the existing townhomes and the proposed development, so that there aren't non-conforming lots existing, and that the proposed townhomes can go in where the applicant showed us they were proposing them. And then section 14 is the amendment requested by Mr. Dickinson, and what he has is a bunch of lots in the same area of the township that are zoned differently, used the same but zoned differently. So what it led to is a lot of non-conforming or uses and developments there. So that is to bring all his properties under one zoning district, so the use is consistent throughout them. So as the chairman stated, is that this is not for approving the ordinance, it's just moving it to the next step. What we did last fall is, after those 3 applicants came here and requested those changes, we drafted the ordinance, we shared it with you, we then voted to move it off to, for the county's review. We have to send it off to the county for 45 days, we've now received their review. They've recommended approval of the ordinance. I think they also recommended a change to your map, which really isn't part of the plan. They didn't think the Route 100 commercial overlay was shown correctly, and this is gonna lead to some changes to the map anyway, so we can just make sure at the same time those things are cleaned up. But that's really what needed to be added to the ordinance. Other than that, they did recommend approval of the ordinance. So your next step is to schedule a hearing to take public comment. That would then allow me to advertise this for 2 consecutive weeks, have the hearing in February or March, whenever you tell us you wanted to have it. Take public comment, and then after that public comment, a couple things could happen. We could either change the ordinance, which means we'd have to restart everything, send it back off to the county. We could deny it, in which case it would just end, or we could approve it, in which case these amendments would become part of your ordinance. But none of that action can happen until after we have the public hearing. So what we're asking for is allow us to move it off to the next step, which is scheduling the public hearing and authorizing the advertisement of that. So we can have that in February if you would want to.
Hearing that, I'll need a motion to advertise.
I will make that motion to advertise.
Is there a second?
I will second that.
Hearing a second, more discussion?
Just a question, are the properties also notified?
Yes, so all the properties that are listed on, so all the parcel numbers, they will receive notice. Adjacent I don't believe we have to send it to adjacent property owners, so just the affected property owners will receive the notice. And there's probably 2 different lists, yeah. Another list on the page before that.
And some of these properties are not owned by,
Correct,
okay.
yes. Well, and some of them are the existing town, I don't know the name of it, I apologize.
Yeah.
town
Cottington
community.
Vale.
Some of them are zoned R2 when they should be zoned R3, so we were correcting that at the same time, so you don't have the non-conforming issues with them.
Okay,
Okay.
now,
Yeah.
I know when we discussed this, that this could impact somebody's property by changing their zoning, especially if they wanna do the work.
Right.
Alright, I just wanna make sure.
I think this will help them, because it allows for a townhome, so the ordinances there are, for the R3, I believe it is, are zoned to allow the setbacks for townhomes, on R2 they not.
Good.
I also have a question.
Sure.
On page 4, 350-29, municipal use and public service corporations. What does that mean? I'm reading it as a municipal use shall be permitted in any zoning district, and land may be used and occupied for the uses contained in the definition of multiple use and/or the following uses. And then we go through, 4 things, and then including the right to build any accessory buildings and structures necessary. Explain.
So right now, you don't have municipal use defined at all. So unless it's an office zoning district or something like that, you really can't have the township building. Meaning this building right now may not be permitted where it is. The police department where it's located may be a non-conforming at where it's located right now. So what we did is define the use and then allow it, like every zoning ordinance out there allows it anywhere. You can control
So
yourself.
you're talking open space.
Talking anywhere in the township, so not just.
So you're talking open space.
No,
Okay,
I'm talking anywhere. If you wanna include any word to include open space, yes, it would include open space.
very good lawyer answer. Thank you.
Further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion carries, we'll advertise that.
Just so everyone knows,